And now, please welcome the host of Blockbusters, Bob Holness.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome once again to Blockbusters. Let me just reintroduce you to the contestants, and in so doing, a slight apology to our single player, Katie. Katie must do. I referred to the old loaf of bread she had in front of her. Apparently it's a porcupine or hedgehog,
no,
is it not?
it's a hedgehog.
It's a hedgehog.
A hedgehog called Hoggy.
Hoggy?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I see. It's got a face.
Yes, it has.
I'm very curious. It does resemble a loaf of bread, actually, Katie.
Well, it is bread.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
But a hedgehog named after anyone in particular?
Yes, my boyfriend.
Oh, your boyfriend? Oh,
Yes.
I see. Well, they're my two favourite mascots, and there are an assembly. The other one being the one right at the other end of the desk, because his name is Zig, I do understand. Is that right, David?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. He has a charm all his own, I think.
Oh, yes.
As indeed does David and Ruth as well. They are Ruth Blakely and David Blair. They come from Wellington College in Belfast, and Katie, whom we met just now, comes from Colchester Sixth Form College. Now, the situation, in game terms, is that Katie has won the first game in a set of 3. She's got £45, Ruth and David have £30 each, and we're just about to start the second game to see who can come up with this. It'll be interesting to see, because if Katie does it again, she's on the hot spot. If she doesn't, we've got a decider to play, and that could mean Ruth and David finish up. So, let's go, shall we? D is the first letter, and this is the first question. What D is the regular daily distribution of letters by the postman? That's David. Dispatch? No. Katie, what D is the regular daily distribution of letters by the postman?
Delivery.
Delivery is the word on the card. It's all right. Right, that's got us underway, and it is Katie who has the first choice.
I'll have the U, please, Bob.
The U, right. What U describes audio waves beyond the frequency of human... It's David again.
Ultrasonic.
Yes, ultrasonic is the answer. Right. Each side firmly on the board now. One blue, one white, and it's David's choice.
If we could have the H, please, Bob.
The H over on the left. OK. What H goes before noon and... Yes, Katie?
Hi.
Hi is correct. Yes. And just in case you can think of other words that go before noon, I was going to say society as well, for the titles of 2 films, each starring Grace Kelly. Now, over to you, Katie.
The K, please.
The K. What K is a tiny aperture through which Lloyd Gross... Yes, Katie?
No.
No. Ruth and David, what K is a tiny aperture through which Lloyd Grossman might look? Hands up if you know. Yes, David?
Keyhole?
Yes, the keyhole. Through the keyhole. Title of a well-known television programme. That puts the choosing back into the Blues court. What's it to be? He's asking advice of Ruth, who's not giving it.
Yeah.
A. A, right, OK. What A is Stromboli if Kilimanjaro is dormant and... Yes, Katie?
Active.
Active volcano, yes. Well placed, and you've got the next choice.
The E, please.
OK, E. What E is a type of shoe with a plaited cord sole and a canvas upper? Yes, Katie?
Espadrille.
That's exactly right. Espadrille. Right. Come along, you two. She's got 4 whites to your 2 blues. Time for you to put a surge on as you pick the next one, Kate.
The M, please.
The M? Right. What M goes before dance, art, and jazz? Ruth.
Modern.
Modern is right. Well, very well guessed indeed. Right, now where, Ruth? Not easy, is it?
The P, please, Bob.
P. What P is the character for whom Terry Scott does the voice in the cartoon series Danger Mouse? Yes, Katie?
Penfold.
Penfold, she says. With total assurance, she says Penfold. Katie's going up and down on the board, but you would never think so to look at the board, but never mind. What's the next one?
The F, please.
You want the F. Right, she's doing a little switch, turning upwards. Ruth and David, stand by. What F is the day of the month when the Ides occur in May and July? Katie?
First.
Nope. Ruth and David, what F is the day of the month when the Ides occur in May and July? Yes, David?
15th.
15th is exactly the answer. 15th it is. And if you're going to say, but 15th is the Ides of March, it is that as well. But there's no need to tell them all, is it? 15th, and you got it right. What a good guess that was. David, it's your choice.
S.
S, right. What S is a domestic pet which wanders the street because it's lost? David.
Stray.
Stray is the correct answer again. Now, the game's hotting up and looking very interesting because there are connections soon to be made, but which ones? We have to see. Next one, David, please.
G.
The G at the top left. What G was the name of the Jupiter-bound space probe carrying a controversial plutonium power unit? It's worth a guess. Yes, Katie?
Goliath.
No, not Goliath. Ruth and David. What G was the name of the Jupiter-bound space probe carrying a controversial plutonium power unit? It was Galileo. Galileo in October 1989. What G is emitted by female fireflies, especially during the July mating season at night? David?
Green light.
No. For one good reason, it's never any more than one word, don't forget. Katie, do you know what G is emitted by female fireflies, especially during the July mating season at night?
Gas.
Now, you've heard of... Well, in fact, it is to a certain extent. You've heard of glowworms, haven't you? Well, that's precisely what they are. A glow is emitted. Had you said glow, I would have given it to you. As you didn't, I won't. What G goes before box, compartment, and puppet? David?
Glove.
Glove is right. Get you another blue. Now, here's an interesting situation. It just needs our single player to get that little one at the top, and it'll help her on the way to success. But for the moment, it's a flashing blue light, and I've got to ask you, David, what you want.
The N.
The N, of course. And here's the question. All three of you now. What N, in the world of computers, can be in the form of a ring, a star, or a bus? Yes, Ruth?
Network.
Network is exactly right. Well done. That's Blockbusters. Well, there we are. We have a deciding game to play. A deciding game. And just to fill you in on the details, £70 has Katie at the moment. And Ruth and David are not far behind with £65 each. It means that whoever wins this particular game that's coming up is going to end up on the hot spot. So let's waste no further time. The board is ready. So are we.